I welcome everybody here.
Alwelan kirana bena je chos.
Some faces I know,
Koi ko ganye ke
we've met in person,
ni en rodie.
and some people I know from online communication,
Ko koi ko ga ke nye ke jamin wo jama liri.
but many of you I don't know.
Ko koi ju we ka kwe ke.
I know that lots of you have been waiting for this opportunity
Alwel ganye koi ju we ato ke tit e pursa kene.
to come together
Chan bu koi bente to.
and to get your questions answered.
Ba tuel kon war ya ke ti ba ke bichot du ke nim.
I've had requests to come to South Sudan for a long time now,
En ti doi ti ba ben pinyi Junuba Sudan daman bare.
and I know that there are voices here
Kwenye anong rurga ke to ke jametene.
that were wondering if I was avoiding coming,
Koi to ke dier ti chanpo.
that I had some problem with the South Sudanese brethren and I didn't want to come here.
Manade anong mikila one word amas kwan ke South Sudan lekine iku ilon munira lo chava benetene.
So I want to assure you that's not been the reason why there's been a delay.
Achi manade ke nong ke cha korba ben au ne ko chi en korba ben yen yan gao.
For the past 2 years,
Arun war chelo kero.
this movement has faced one crisis after another.
Ka kuden kene anong ka jui chien yo.
And every time I was hoping or planning to come here, something would happen and it never worked out.
Anong daman ne chane juir ba benetene go nang klo rot go ben yen go rot che beleu.
So now,
Amane
from my first invitation, everything has changed since my first invitation.
e lon tuingon konen yo ka wel ba ben go kriye berar wel.
The movement has fragmented, split.
Apunom kene a che ben tek.
The leadership has changed.
Ku jal ngor jerad war.
The first messenger, Elder Jeff Pippinger, has now left the movement.
Ran tuing e go la kut kene nom a cha kut kene a chuan yen ye jepa penja.
The whole structure of our organization has changed.
Ngora kut ben erod ben war.
And perhaps the most visible change that people can see
Ku ken kene ke lebi ko ting kenyen.
is that we now have a female or a sister who is a leader of this movement.
Ale ba acha gua ting wenyen manade ke ngor kene enang nyan kaida yen to ke akut ngora akut no.
For many people across the world, this has caused them a lot of problems.
Eken kene wer chiro loy kene e ko ju pin no ben ko to akut kene je ke yen mikla.
To be led and directed by a woman,
Beke ngor tik
many people find offensive.
ko ju ai to ke ju ria.
And if not offensive,
Ache ria pyo ba
they don't actually understand.
achiki kon de
They don't understand why it is
achiki de yomo
that there have been so many changes
yomo yenang wer ga ke chiro loy kene.
and those changes
Ku wer ga ke chiro loy kene.
are not only many changes, but some of them are unusual ones.
Ache nang ger ga ke chiro loy bat ka ju ke aka jut.
So if you like many of the other people in our movement, if you're like many of these other people who find these changes worrying,
Ti ting in koi ko ke aku nom dai ti men e kai loy ro de wer ge loy rot kene e ke di
we want to try to address those issues.
e ka ke ga kor ke bu ke tem bu ke de tao nyin ke ni.
So what I want to do
Ke kar ba loy
in my presentations
e pyu je
is to try to address some of the questions that you have.
e ba dil tem ba tuel cha ke ya ti ba ke dil dung ni.
Now, we have some set question and answer presentations later in the week.
Wonong swel jela joken chuke dilo winwar.
But if you write your questions down,
Okay, wonong swel bidil to e winkini lekina te menba swadu bagat pen.
if they're relevant to the dispensation in which we are in, I will answer them in my presentations through this week.
Na e swel win red kene awe krolo da kuden kini kita pa alo ko no mite.
If you open your Bibles to the book of Judges, Judges chapter 4. This is not a detailed study on this subject. This is not a detailed study on this subject. But this is, for me, one of the major themes for our movement. God had decided in His wisdom and providence that He would raise up a woman. And you find this in chapter 4, verse 4. Before we read the verse, this is in a time period where God's people were in trouble. They thought that they were serving the Lord. They thought that they were faithful. But what do we actually find? We find that every person was doing what was correct in their own mind, in their own thoughts. And they didn't have unity between themselves. So God raises up a leader to help and assist His people. Verse 4. And Deborah, a prophetess, thank you. Deborah the prophetess, the wife of Lapidoth, she judged Israel at that time. And at that time, because of the apostasy of God's people, they were basically at war, if I could say in captivity, to King Jabin. It's found in verse 2. And the Lord sold them into the hand of Jabin, king of Canaan. The captain of his host was Sisera. Now, Deborah is being called to have a reformation in God's church. It says in verse 5 where she resided, in a place called Ramah and Bethel. And then she calls someone called Barak.
Gorana chol Barak go chol.
Verse 6.
Chuk the tem.
She sends for Barak.
Go Barak go jal tueran.
She says this.
Jelwela.
Hath not the Lord God of Israel commanded, saying, Go and draw toward Mount Tabor, and take with thee 10,000 men of the children of Naphtali, and of the children of Zebulun.
Jel tueran ku jelwel. Kin nelin pan nial nelin de Israel. Kin jam lor tinong kure chol Deborah. Ku jal mit ke Napatali.
Now, of course, if we were doing a study on this subject, we would look at all the symbology. We would look for the symbology. But all we want to do is just have a basic overview of what this story is teaching. She calls him in verse 6. She said, Hath not the Lord God of Israel commanded, saying, Go and draw toward Mount Tabor, and take with thee 10,000 men? We've just read this verse.
Israel ken jam e ballo te lokure chol Deborah wenera nalip.
Then she says, And I will draw unto thee to the river Kishon Sisera, the captain of Jabin's army, with his chariots.
Yelwele an below shir Kishon Sisera ken dungor de Jabin's yene chol Sisera kujela jeke to ken yen kujela jonko kudungak.
So, the question I want to ask, it says in verse 7, I will draw unto thee. In verse 6, who is speaking? Who is speaking in verse 6? Someone said the writer. Deborah is speaking, we can see that. She called Barak, and she said unto him, I added the word she. I added the word she. It doesn't say she. That's verse 5. Sorry, verse 6. Are we okay with that? In verse 7, it says, I will draw unto thee to the river Kishon. Who is that person that's going to draw near to Barak in verse 7? So some people are saying Deborah. And my brother, you said?
The Lord.
The Lord. So we've got a disagreement between us. If you read again, who's going to draw near? Deborah or God? So everyone is saying it's Deborah. So to answer the question correctly, we obviously all need to be using the same methodology, don't we? Of course. But we're using different methodology because we're getting different answers, aren't we?
Lekin kian walk ka wen yen walk ke kin dung nom kian walk yu ke wa elon yen nge nang ke den lung den kwanye kunong nge lung den kwanye.
Now this is a relatively easy passage to deal with.
Lekin kin yen ke wen pialet le ba doi deti.
But I use it to highlight an important point.
Ba kin ba deti ji ka ja kon ting te da au kujela ka wen te ki ton ne kin
All of you here have an experience with God.
We ke benetene we dil adial kinyi jau to teran ken nelin de dil nyi.
You're all intelligent.
We koi win to ke we nyi kan.
You can read.
We le ba kun.
You have an education.
We nong we je pi.
And yet when we approach a relatively straightforward passage,
Lekina jal ku ben bu gar win to ke la chuk bu jal bu kwen.
we struggle
Itayu tem iran di tem bedeti.
at the first step to have a common answer.
Nene ke twing ayi di tem banang tum kene.
Now in a moment,
Lekin emantin
we're all going to come to the same answer.
wachi lebu ben itu tum kene yan yuguta ke yan jual.
Lord willing.
Lekin ne pion nele wala bu ben.
It's going to work together
Wala bulu itu
to use a common methodology.
wala bu ben to kubulum tum kene yan yelung wangor ben bu panye.
Now I think the reason why in verse 7 people said this was Deborah
Alwel kaya dirta kian ko ju jelwel kene chugro manade ke Deborah
because in verse 7
emanade chugro
it uses the pronoun I.
ikanong wer che bait ne jam en.
And this pronoun isn't just a normal pronoun.
Who wer kene en kene ache e wer etom use balwel en.
It's a definite article.
Ache wer un le batom use but e wer un chili rot ke niran kene chiman balwel en ke ending.
It's speaking about a specific person.
Ajamran to chiman dien kene.
And I think what people have done is gone to verse 6 and looked at Deborah.
Lerin chugro then king you Deborah.
They went to Deborah in verse 6,
Lord nam Deborah.
went to I in verse 7,
Kujal ben kuting wer chilwela en chugro.
and said, if you want to know who the I is, you go up and you see the first person.
Kete lebina dete yenga kene en kene yenga ike badu tu wincha kon queen ka loy yurane ti jamete ne Deborah ka lwel en kene Deborah kan.
So people are now re-looking,
Lekin tem ko bi be nyak pinye idut
which is good.
yen piade ya
If you said Deborah,
na lwelen ke Deborah
is that the methodology that you used?
na lwel ko jam ke Deborah ye lum kene yene kwanye
Because someone said it was God.
chana no ran chilwel ne kene le
And they must have used a different methodology than that.
Puran wani jam kene le je anong lum de chu kwanye wa kene lum kene yen ka yen ke wo
So this is about the subject.
ekin kene yen ke kire jam wati
You can think about subject association.
yile batak goyama mukijia mintin ku jela kare kene yen
There are certain grammatical rules that help you to work out information.
enong lu wen yen ko ke gat au lu wen gar ngor alo bin ga taktin ku jela ke jia mintin lo yen kere
The reason why I identify this
mana yana kene yanen kwen be
is not to embarrass anybody,
achie barandeng bayar ko
but I wanted to make a point.
lekina nong kar balwel
Many of us, if you've watched the presentations that especially I have done in the past,
ko ju ko walk today a video chakai doi lo war tu
because I focus so much upon principles, rule, or methodology,
cha ne nan chi doi to ken pyo ku jam long wen lu ku jela ka lung wen wo ngor ku kwen Bible.
you're seeing that I employ this methodology many, many times.
We cha tin ke lung ke ga ya ke kwan ni chi da man han pyu chi ben.
In fact, I will teach in a certain way,
Inyen yi chi gut anong dul den le pi han pyu tin wen te.
and I'll say the following.
Ba da cha ben tak ba ka ba ke
If you see I,
na ting en
who is that?
ye nga ke ni.
And I'll say, go up and find. Go up into the verses and find.
Okay, then ka le balwel to corbin and bin a day ke yin le chu ko ke kwa ba yo.
Which is what many of you have done.
Man ye ni ke chi ko bi ku we loy.
But I want us to realize something.
Lekin anong ka kar bu de
Two things.
kan kero
First of all,
ke tue
it's easy to make mistakes.
apia le jarete ba waj ba loy.
What we think is correct often is incorrect.
Ke yu ku ta to ku ben ke ni ke pia da wi ni yi e ya lu.
And the second thing
Ku ke de ro
is this.
yerga
We know that there's a rule that says upon the testimony of two, a thing is established.
anyi ku mana da ka nong lu jam ne chat kero ke kin ne jali.
Do we all agree with that rule? Of course.
Elong kene yu ku gam wa dia.
Now, the way we use that rule is very limited.
Lon yen wo ku lung luoi tin yen ato ke ko ra rete.
We often look for two proof verses, two proof texts.
Woi doj liep kan kero Bible kero bu ke liep ka jam kin kene.
Sometimes we use a triple application.
Etande ke woi ben wan lung jam ke tu ke de ro le wo ke dia.
If there was one world war,
Nene nong tong tuen
and then there was a second world war,
kud nang tong ro tong pin nong ro chro be loi.
upon the testimony of two, a thing is established.
Kenya ne chat kero ke kin e nyuot e nong tong dia bro loi.
What gets established? What is established?
Ye kan mo ku chi jal cho e jiten.
Many things.
Ka jwit.
One of the things that we say is established
Ye kan mo ku yu jalwel ke jal yi.
is that there will be a third war.
E manada ka benang tong dia.
But you can't derive that principle just from the testimony of two. You have to add information.
Lekin in chi lubaben e tuve kene chan ke tuen kir ro eladim benang da diete.
You have to add other principles.
Yilu balung ko ka kor ba ke ta binge tingo go.
All this would teach us
Eka ke ale bi wo piot.
is that for anything to happen, there has to be war.
Eka ka wo piot manade nanen kile brolo ke tong ale bedil to.
For any kind of change to occur,
Neng en wer loirot.
it will always be produced by warfare, not by peace.
Ekin kene ale bedil ben ke ye tong bi en de kina che gam.
We'd have to put extra principles to actually make this into a triple application.
One on lung ko le buke diet okay elung kituen ke ro kredia.
There's a triple application.
Ki jam kituen ke ro e kredia ba kene.
This is a specialized form of testimony of two.
Edul fiat when yen wo ke ting ke jam kituen ku kidero.
Now, when we use testimony of two, often we don't use it in its broadest sense.
Tele wo jam anade cha tuen ku cha de ro ke danga bejal I ku jal ku jam ito dente yen ke kwoti.
Coming back to our passage here,
Ku jal ku la du chien te kine chu kwen
I
manade ke en
is Deborah.
ke en Deborah.
How many testimonies did you use to establish that?
Ke an le bajati ye chat kede cha ke be au cha ke ta bin ke yen din le kon mana de ke yen e Deborah
Testimony is experience.
khi chol cha au khi chol ke lu bin ke ni e ke chayo
Or your past behavior or your past action.
e ke cha kon luoi au ke chin kon te tin war tuen yen ka lu bin nyot e ken atol
So let me say the same thing in a different way.
e ken wer to mo cho cha ka lwel dul de
How many rules did you employ here?
ye lung ke de cha ke be au chin ke yen de te je ken
How many?
ye lung ke de ke de tin ke ni ko ne jam ke Deborah
Just one.
ye lung to
Good. You just used one rule.
ấy
You said
ye lung to yen ke kwe ni
pronoun,
e mana de ke kin aja ma en
a definite pronoun, definite article,
en win chi ke pa de en ke jam nong ran ye me
you go back to find out who it is, and it turns out to be Deborah.
ke en ke na bi yin duok chien ba be la kun ka ne chin ke te tin ka ba jala yu ye ngai chen rin ke kon lwel ka je lwel ran kin zadu yen ke ki la jam tuen ke ne
Can you be sure that you're correct?
e ken le bi en nuo ke duai
No,
a che yen
because you've only used one line of evidence.
chan ngo e lum tup yen ka chi ne nuot ko mana de ken ei
Before we answer,
angot ke wo ken yo be
we should look for other lines of evidence.
akor bu duk chien ku bu lung ko bu ke be ben wo ke nuot ken e da bora
What we tend to do,
cái yu lối
we pick up rules,
ai lường cái gai yu cái lớn
we hear them from teachers,
ai yu cái phiên nong đúc phiu
we have a working knowledge of them, and we run.
ku nong ku nhí gì từ lo lường ku cái đó ku
And unless we have a self-check,
ele bra rot con tiếng rot de
or we come together and we discuss this and come into unity,
au bu con ben rut ku jam ku con jam mi bu con mat
what's the danger?
then cái yung le be akra tin de
That we'll have a private interpretation.
woi nang adete nghe wa
And that's what's happened in this room just now.
ku yen cái lối rot e kanisa e te no man jam walk
Someone said God, someone said Deborah.
Rana jam ke Deborah ko lera ne ke ne le so nge no ger de ne wa ken nge
Which is a private interpretation, which is wrong, of course.
yen ye ger yi wen to kra chan yino ngade te du anon ke dia
So, all I want to point out
ke kar ba nyot wo
is that it's easy to take a rule and come to the wrong answer.
yen apela jare te balum ku lo ben juabrat
Especially when we haven't thought about the subject carefully.
erot kor bu ke jam wo tin bu kon de ta pet
Now, the subject of Deborah,
yen piu je Deborah ken
who has two roles,
anong lo ni ro
a prophet
ato ke yen nebi
and a judge.
wato ke dulu
This is a subject that people are confused about
yen ke piu chen kwa nim rier ken
because they don't expect it.
chana chiki kor or a chiki gamya
And they're not sure how to deal with this issue.
kwa chi ro de chu yu ku nong ke lu ke ne bi lo yi de
Oh, it's okay, I'll have it in there. They're not sure how to deal with this issue
aku ke le bi ken bi de de
and they come to wrong conclusions because they're using the wrong or limited rules.
chan ke gai ben yo ra yo win ke yit chan lung chi ke tao trên bên cái nang à để thì đại chi cái chua luoi từ cor lung rồi tin bên cái luoi thì
So let's try and come to the answer.
cor bujal ben mà này dùa bị kuno yên này dùa
Verse 7.
chuột đó rồi
I will come to you
anh bên nó nghĩ
at this river
bà bên này riba cái này ấy chi cái này
So verse 7
chok daro
says, I will make
ay lwele kanong ka ba loy
Sisera
an be Sisera
come to the river.
aba bay e chir lo
Is that what this verse says?
yani ek lwele e chok na
And I will draw unto thee
an be ben no ngin
Sisera the captain.
yin Sisera yani ye dungor
So who's at the river?
e chir kene yongo
Who's at the river? Let's answer. Don't be nervous now. Army? Which army? The army of the captain, Sisera.
ay lwele ke ye yen e dungor e chol Sisera kene
Okay? My brother says Barak.
ay po lwele ke Barak
First part of the verse. I will draw unto thee.
an be ben no ngin ber ku kwen
We'll do that in plain English. I will make someone come to you.
tijelin tong dengelis bajal be gere tikalwel an beran cobo no ngin
Are we okay with that paraphrase? Someone's going to come to you.
rana be ben no ngin
So if they're going to come to you, you must be at the place already.
chan beran ben no ngin ite ye kor belwel anom tete yinti rana bajal ben no ngin
There's a river.
anom chir
Barak is here.
ke Barak ato chir kene yo
And God says,
tijen ne lwel
I'm going to make someone come to you.
an beran cobo no ngin
The person that's going to come
rana be ben
is Sisera.
ran be ben tene Sisera
Are we okay with that so far?
mir ku pios wane kene
We're coming to agreement.
aya dilta wadi ben mate jame
Sisera is going to come.
Sisera be ben
Then it says who he is.
kujelwel yenga
And then it says, I will deliver him into thine hand.
kujelwel kabatau ichina real dui
And that means he's going to lose the fight.
aye korbelwel yena betiam to benetau real ngai okay
Verse 8.
chokber
Barak said,
go bara golwel
if you will not go with me,
tichin belo wene
so if you will go with me, I will go.
tichin lo wene denen belo
But if you will not go with me, then I will not go.
tichin lo kenen den ken chi belo
So they're having this conversation over here.
anang jam chen ke jam itene
She tells Barak to go to the river.
e barak yo belo chirio
When he gets to the river,
na chi lo chirio
Sisera is going to come.
ke Sisera be ben
Going to be enticed to come.
den ke yena be ben
The word is draw.
wer chi lwel tina lwela ka brot chur
So he's going to be deceived into coming to the river,
yena be ben chirio
thinking that he can win the battle.
lon yene ta ke yena be dil bitiam
And what does Barak say?
kuyong chi barak lwel tina
If you don't go with me, I'm not going.
chi barak lwel na chi lo wene en ken chi lo
So coming back to verse 7,
na lo ben e chuk doro
who has the ability to draw or to entice you to do something?
yen anong rier be yen be au ben cho loy ke dan
Who has that ability?
yen anong riel kana
Deborah or God?
ye Deborah kay nyale yen be Sisera yen be yen chobo tenong Barak
God.
en nyale
Just want to point out
no ka kar ba nyuat
that it's easy to do this,
yen kin apyalet ba kan loy
but you can't just do that and think that you'll have the right answer. You have to look at the story in more detail.
lekin ke ti ke apyalet kin a chilu ba loy ele tinani ka yui wen long yui wen ta ke kwani yen nyuat kin ai
It's unsafe
a che pyat
to use one rule,
ba lum tu ba kwen be
one testimony
cha tu
to understand the truth.
bin yi bin a dating
because it's not established if we do that.
Cha nó kene yi lo yine ya.
Now, in this generation,
Nè rin kene
verse 9,
chuộc tông man.
she says,
Che luel
if you insist,
ti dia je we che gam
I will go with you.
ke dia jinin che gam kan belo wan yi.
She said, I will surely go with thee.
Ye luel yi je kan bi chuo lo wan yi.
Verse 9.
Chuộc tông man.
Notwithstanding, the journey that you will take will not be to your honor.
Ilon chin bu ko nên chan bin chat nên chan bin chat riu đuổi.
So I'll paraphrase.
Ba luel la
So she says,
luel la
I will go with you,
an belo wan yi.
but this mission,
Lekin chan kene
at the end of this mission, when you win this fight,
akre a juer kena u akre elon kene
normally
ne ta to ko ben
the captain,
ke dungo
Barak,
rene chol barak
if the captain wins the fight, they become famous.
ti chen dungo ti chen tong ti chen en tiam den ke to ke ran di dun nye au ke ra riu.
And because you've asked a woman to come,
Chan eti ka chi ti du ben
there will be consequences for that.
e ka benang ka re be ka dilio.
The first part of verse 9.
Chuk dong man.
There will be consequences if you ask me to go with you.
Leki na ba lo wan yi e ka non ka ba ka dilio ka kre kene.
What will be the consequences?
Ye ka ngo le bi bara ka yu ka kre.
That you will get no honor.
Ke yin bi chen riu.
Who will get the honor?
Ye ngabriu yu.
Says the Lord shall sell Sisera into the hand of a woman.
Kenyale je gode abe Sisera abe tao itikin. Abe oiti.
So when it means to sell Sisera into the hand of a woman, it means he shall be taken captive or destroyed by a woman.
Aye kon belwele tene lon benera benoiti ka benetao reality ke elon beneti benetiam betao mate.
Now before you think that woman is Deborah, it's not.
Angot ke yin kin buatan manade ke tingkin e Deborah ache yen.
The woman is not Deborah, it's someone else.
E tingkin e yen bene Sisera tao ye kin kin ache Deborah ting pe.
So you have two women in this story now.
Yinong diar ke ro ako kulkini jeme.
One of them is a judge and a prophetess,
Rantung ke enabi kwedulu
and the other one is a normal woman.
ku tingda ken etik jas etik abat.
Are we okay with that concept?
Biar ku pio kena dede ken ne wadi har ke ro ting to ke nebi kwedulu ku ting to ke etik abat.
We have the leader of God's church
Wanong bungor kanisa
is a woman,
atau ke etik
and she tells someone to go and do some work.
ku jiran to biluai belaloi.
He says, I won't work unless you come with me.
Chanra ne jam enan tilubalalui ele bato ken e.
Is it acceptable
Ye ki rod gam
for Barak
ye rod gam tu nong barak
to just have Deborah in the background blessing him?
mana ada ke Deborah Biant.
Does he say, just as long as you bless me, I'll go and fight?
Beluel tumanti kuanan belator.
What does he say about that suggestion?
Yung ci ben luel to lo ken ken.
Yes or no? No, he said no. He says, if you don't go, I won't fight.
A ci ben luel na ci lo kan ci belator.
So I want to ask you a question.
Anong soal kar batiwe.
Now we know that all inspiration is written for our admonition upon whom the ends of the world have come.
Tinyi woken manada ke wil ke ake gat ke to nong wo koi ka ker.
We'll believe that, yes?
Ken kina yu gam.
And these people are making war against Canaan.
Lekini koi ka loi tong te lopa ne kana.
What is Canaan a symbol of?
Kenan leu ker de biamo.
You go from earthly Canaan to where? Spiritual Canaan.
Ikalle balum ke ye kanan de we.
My brother? What is it a symbol of?
Okay, yer ka e kanan de we ker de jelango.
Sunday law is not a place. But I get your point.
Lel kalle biapan di America.
In the United States, he said.
Yeah. United States of America.
United States, Sunday law. Glorious land, the United States.
So alwera ne ke pan chinom, alwera ne ke pan da America.
So let's, without defining, let's agree it's the world.
Ke ngot ke kin bu gua bay, au bu mana de au lwel de bu bay. Ke bu gua kon ku mat bulum ke pinom.
If you went to the Sunday law,
Na lor Sunday law.
the Sunday law is not just one country.
Ke Sunday law che pan tok.
Daniel 11 verse 41,
Bung Daniel tier bu tok chok ter man bu tok.
the glorious land.
Kan lo ting ten pin chinom.
Verse 42,
Chok ter man ku ro.
Egypt.
Yani ye pinom yani pan de Egypt.
Then the following verses
Kuni chok kok bo.
says everyone will be at his step.
Kera ben abe kwancho.
That means marching in line,
Aye kor belwel ke ka chal tab.
in agreement,
Chal tab ke chumat.
everybody.
Ta ne ben.
So this is a symbol of the world.
Eken kene kanan eker pinom alewa pinom.
So this is written for us who live here at the end of the world.
Eken kene eke daga wo koi ching to ko pin.
What does that mean for you
Yongo lwele kene tene yi.
if you put yourself in this place?
Tijelin rota hauten.
Whether you see yourself as Barak
Tijelin eting manadeke kene barak.
or one of his soldiers,
Or baran tong jeke.
you will not fight without whom?
Kayin ti lebator chinen nga.
Without Deborah,
Teliu Deborah.
who's the judge and the prophet.
Manini to kene ye nebi wedu ngoroba.
So I want you to really think about
Yena
your thoughts.
akar ba chua tak tin tangdu yongo lebi adete.
Is that what you think?
Yeken kene ke chirke to barang no mien itak.
That you wouldn't go to war without a female prophet who judges you?
Ada ke lurat bagam bala tom wene ke chin nabi to ke ni nabi du ku yen to ke du ngoroba ya.
If you were to say, who would say no, that you wouldn't agree to that plan?
Yang al de weg le bere ke chi barak loy ken.
So everyone agrees to the plan.
Rana
Yes?
bene dil gam ke chi barak loy mu.
Guess I'm talking to all the brothers here,
Adil ta kan jam to no weg benten.
maybe even the sisters, perhaps even the sisters as well.
Ai tin ni ra ke ya.
So everyone agrees that they won't go to war
Rana bene dil gam mana de gran lo to.
without a prophetess and a judge.
Achiran le belotong ke du ke nabi de ke liu du ngorde.
You think that's acceptable?
Ita kan le berat gam.
Everybody agree? Okay, so we're all in agreement on that.
So wo ko ben wo cuma de kan kini mana ada
So-
cila gam belotong kan nabi du liu.
If you agree with that,
Ti na gam ya
what will be the consequence?
ke yo ngoleu bayu akre kan kene.
What?
Tadi ti yo balo itu gore.
What will be the consequence if you did that?
Yo ngol ita ke le bayu te lo ini kene.
We've already read it.
Achu kuin mun te
What's the consequence if you will not go to war without a female leader?
Yung itak lu bala yo ka krede te lerin tong cái chin cái dungar du liu cái yin yen nabi.
Sorry? You will not receive honor.
Cái bil ta ye luen manada yin chi lu ba nuo ma wi wa chi lu bi yen.
So let's be clear.
Con bu jam go.
When it says you will not receive honor,
When ye men out ye men tin kin yin chi nuo ma wi wa chi bi yo.
this is Barak the man.
Kin yen ke barang man yen ye mut.
Barak the man will not receive honor.
Barak to ke mo kin a chi nuo ma chi bi yo.
Are we okay with that?
Mer ku pyo wan ken.
So a man will not receive honor
Mon kin a chi nuo ma chi bi yo.
or glory
Nuo ma ba
or praise.
ka le.
We're okay with that. Now remember, Barak,
Tiếng của mà nà đã cái barak
he's not saying,
ai chi luyện
God put you here to Deborah. He said, God put you in this position.
ai chi luyện mà nà đã nhớ lại chị tao nhìn cái này
I accept that.
cái này gam
So I'll share the honor with you. I don't mind.
nan chi đier nuông cái nào bà tê cái này
Is that what he's saying?
vậy này cái có bị luyện
No.
chi vậy
Why is he not willing to fight without Deborah?
yung chi này nó có bị là thor cái Deborah liu
What's his problem?
yung mới mấy cái là đấy
He thought that he would be defeated.
He thinks that he's going to be defeated.
ai dil ta ye na bila tiang tu wen Deborah
So I want to say it in a stronger fashion. I agree.
akar ba luyện dul là chukuri rich mà nà đã anh mà đoan gì
I want to say he's scared.
Kar ba luyện ye ne rio au ato cái chi die
He's fearful of the enemy.
ato cái rio atum bebe
He says, if I go by myself, I will get defeated.
ai luyện na la rot ye ken belatia
Why does he think that?
yung ye na ka kaya
Because he doesn't have... What does he not have?
chana chi achi token ne yung chi token ye
He doesn't have trust. Is that what you said? What did you say? He doesn't have many soldiers.
ai luyện ye na to cái chin ye duy token ye
Few in number.
ali are te ji ye ke token ye
We didn't read that in the passage, but I'll go with that thought.
akin ku queen ne gar chene gor lekin ke chi luyện ke na bang lawan ye
He doesn't have enough soldiers, so how is Deborah going to make up a difference for him? How will that help?
ye ne te na to un ter cái chin ye duy token ye
She's only one.
yung ye jata na la Deborah ka bi Deborah la die belatia
If he's got 1,000 soldiers,
tileren ken je jalip
now he's got 1,001.
ku ken enanga lip kuranto
Deborah,
chan Deborah ra die
how's that going to make a difference?
era tum ken lebe bien jan chola tiamde
We know that it won't make any difference. So we know that won't make any difference.
so aya dilta ken kina chen ger lebra loita
So few in number,
koi diang cho
he realizes he can't win through human strength.
ache benta manada ye na che lebe tiamrier ran
If the prophet told you to go and do something, would you just do it?
tilwe nabi ye lwe lo loy kidan ke le batum la loy
You would? Are you Barak? Are you Barak?
le baloy ibara ki na ka le ba
Yes or no? You're not sure?
Actually, if you trust the prophet and he told you to do this thing, do it because you trust him.
So my brother says the theory is if God told you to do it, if you trusted, you would just do it.
ayuan ma da ye lwel ti yo na ki yin lwel lo loy kene ka le bagam la lo chan yen ka gam te en ne le ka ya gam chan en ne le jen yen ke jam no ne bi kene.
So my question still is, are you Barak?
So le ki swal dia ja du no ngin.
You're saying
yi Barak
you're not.
ka yi lwel nan ki Barak.
You're a good man.
Yin ran pet.
Because Barak's bad.
Chan Barak ra chan re je ne bi re to.
That's what you say.
Yen ye ki kor ba lwel.
Because Barak doesn't what?
Chan Barak akin begam.
He either doesn't trust
Ye kor lwel ka chi gam
or he doesn't have faith.
or ka chin gam.
In whom?
Chin gam nang a.
In God. He doesn't trust in God.
Chan ye na tin tin ke Barak ka chi gam a chi ne le chi gam.
He doesn't want 1,001 soldiers.
Ke kor ba de ne era na lip kuran to yen ka kor.
He wants the visible presence of God.
So itin ken na tin ken ka chi ran to ken yen kor ba le ki na kor ba ne le to ken ye.
We're okay with that.
Ti le da bora ka ye yo ne le ja to ken ye.
He wants the visible presence that God is with him, not just some good words.
So chi gam au chi da bora chi gam ken ne le to ken ye le ki na kor da bora be to ken ye ka be nyu ne le ja to ken ye.
This is what he's thinking.
Yen ke ye ta.
If I go into battle
Na la to
by myself,
rodia
they could kill me.
ikala bian no
Nothing to protect me.
chana chin ke bian ke
Because I'm a nobody.
chana an chi ke da
But if Deborah comes,
de ki na la da bora ben
I can stand behind Deborah,
kan le ba ko da bora ko
and when the arrows come,
kuna bo ke na ko
who will they hit?
na bo yu ke nga be good
Deborah.
ke da bora
I'll hide behind her.
chani na to da bora ko
Now, can those arrows kill her?
de ki ne yu at ke le bian no
No.
a chi le bian no
Why?
yongo
Because she's a prophet.
chani ra na ne le je ne bi
We might call that superstition today.
my
We might call it superstition.
alu mu chol ti
There's some magic protection that Deborah has got that Barak doesn't.
Ato etier chan anong ka win yen gil yen ke to chima ran
So I want us to see
kar buting
he recognizes
manada ke kina che date
his inability to do the job,
a che date lonieran yen lu be ke ti bene le loy
and he needs the visible presence of God with him.
so ke jel kor eta ne le ken yen ka kor le kina che chin ne le jagam
A woman.
etin ken beto ke yen ne le tin yen
But this is a leader.
yan tin ken ya da to ke dungo
So he swallows his pride
nuom de a che liek
because men have a lot of pride.
chan ro rai to ke nong ne le ke ne kwai to ke nim le a che do jam ka ke dia
And he says, I'll fight now if you come.
e ken ku je luen manade e were nuom di en ki chria ke na ba jal be tinga la chien de kin in kan ko
What was in Barak's hand when he went to fight?
yong mubarak on ko ren ben la third
I'll give you a choice. A plow or a sword?
we ya cha ke yen fursa ben we lo
A plow or a sword? You did that? Like a hoe.
okay manade yong mu ye fu kai tong
Sword.
ete bien ke mu
What was in Deborah's hand?
yong to da bora chin
Do you think she had a sword?
ya ke dir ta ko mu ka save ka mu ka tong ka bit
No, she's not going to fight.
ye na chi bila to
So she's going to say,
abila jam
the glory will go to a woman.
manade nuom abila nong tik
So hopefully we're okay with that.
dir ta ko me tri ne kene
Who's the woman that's going to receive the glory?
ye tingo ye ne nuom lo me chene
Because there are two women now.
chan wan ong diar ke ro ne
Famous woman
tiếng nguyên to cái nhị
or a normal woman?
giờ lá tiếng nguyên to to cái cu chập yết
A normal woman.
e tiếng nguyên cu ti
Verse 17.
chuk tier ku doro
Chapter 4, verse 17.
chuk ngoan chuk tier ku doro e jam
Before we read,
ngot cái kiến ku quên
the battle has happened
trong cái thơ
as promised.
chấm ăn trên lưới
God drew Sisera to the river.
trên này lấy Sisera trên bay chirio
Deborah was with Barak,
ku Deborah itu kena barak
and Sisera loses the fight.
ku Sisera e bentiam
Verse 13.
chuk tier ku diap
Sisera gathered together all his chariots, 900 of them,
go Sisera go akajai ke or kakin ke to go ke bay itu cái chir buat cái đồng anh
and he comes to the river.
biết cái chirio
Verse 14,
chuk tier ku ngoan
he says, Deborah says, God is going to save you today
go Deborah go luel nyale jabi ko nyamane
with his 10,000 men.
kena rana lip tier je
Verse 15,
chuk tier ku di
the Lord troubled Sisera,
go nyale go jalto cái gì pyramid kena Sisera
and they lose the battle in verse 15.
ku jel tong jel de Sisera jel tiam
But Sisera escapes.
go Sisera go kar
Verse 16,
chuk tier ku detem
everyone dies.
go ran ban go to
The last part of 16, no one was left
chiran ti ben dong
except
ayenga
Sisera.
Sisera man ne chirot kwaro
He escaped.
ja
Verse 17,
chuk tier ku doro
howbeit Sisera fled away on his foot. Sisera escapes.
chiman chen Sisera chirot kwalwe
He goes to the tent of Jael.
golo ekem yele
He goes into her tent,
le rekem dei
and the reason he did that
ku ki cho ye lote
is because there was a peace treaty between his nation and the nation of Jael's husband.
chan enong dor kem ken pan dor kam pan de ken pan yel
If you read that in verse 17,
ayi kwen ken chuk tier ku doro
there was peace between Jabin and Heber.
enong dor jevel ku jela haba
Now, if you go to read the rest of the story,
na jal la ku kul ko bi jal ke kwen
he says, can you give me some water?
chi ben wel manade le ban yen piu
And also hide me, protect me.
ku ban tiane ade wi che
Verse 18, she protects him, hides him. Verse 19, he asks for water.
chuk tier ku ber ache gel ache tian chuk tier ku dongan ache mio piu
Did she give him water?
ache tie piu chi ben mio piu
No.
no
She gives him milk.
cái chi bila yen ne nai cha
She gives him milk so he sleeps.
ache bila yen cha go jal ni
Verse 20,
chuk tiero
he sleeps.
go ni
He tells her to protect him, make sure that no one is going to come after him.
ache la ke ne tie ni ne bi chera no ben no nge
Verse 21,
chuk tiero go to
when he sleeps,
on chen nin
she takes a hammer
go cha kulu
and a nail
ku matumer
and kills him.
ku le no za du
So this woman
etin kene
is going to take all of the honor of the battle.
etin kene yena benom etong ne ban abla jot
So what is this story teaching us?
aku kul kene yo piu
There are many things it can teach us.
anong ka ji de be ke piu
The men are scared.
rane ja
The men don't have faith.
ror ke ga ja la chin gam
They don't trust in God.
ai chia nè là chỉ gam
They need the help
cor của
of a woman leader.
cor của những nông tin cho cái đúng không
And actually to finish the work
chan bên kia chan của bị lùi từ
of completely destroying the enemy
luôn bên kia adun den giải tiam tiama kir
becomes the work of a woman,
elon kene ebena lun eti
not the leader,
ache đúng không
just a normal woman.
etin tom cho cái ti abach
Now, it says she takes a hammer
enyen ben cha kuilum
and a nail that came from a tent nail, a tent peg. A pin, a nail,
masuma
and then she takes a hammer.
kulum cha kui
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay with that? Now, these are normal instruments of work.
ekin kene ai ka wini nó coi cái lưới
So these normal instruments of work,
cái nó coi cái lưới nhìn đi cả
they're going to be changed or molded for a different purpose.
cái gà bên kia will bên cái lon đằng lôi
For a purpose that they're not designed for.
lon này trên này lôi cái bia lôi
If you turn to Joel chapter 3.
na lor bung jual dia
Now, if you took steel, steel,
từ lô min adit
what is that? What's its purpose?
cái dùng của lon để dùng của lon adit
It serves no purpose unless you transform it into something.
adin final là chiên lôi ele bawel bia đằng
We'll go to verse 9, Joel chapter 3, verse 9.
na lor bung jual dia chuk dong wan
Proclaim ye among the Gentiles, prepare for war.
lor balai piu nong alle ku juir cái tong
Who is supposed to prepare for war?
yang cái jam be bu quay là juir tong
All the mighty men.
quay cái tor cái dia
Are we okay with that? It's a man's job to do this,
ekin kene lon ran bloy
not a woman's job.
ache lon ti
The mighty men.
ai ro mun to ke ro ni cái tong
Verse 10.
chok ti
Beat your plowshares into swords. This is your hoe.
lom ke ka kwan ke kulwai ke bia ka ke tor
And your pruning hooks,
ku jela ka wen ke dew
which means your rakes or your the instrument that you cut the scythe. What do you call that? Yeah, the sickle.
char
And turn your sickles into spears.
ku wel ke cha chier kwan ke tong
And let the weak say, I am strong.
ku cha ke koi wen to ke nyop jam ke koi ri
So you need to transform an instrument of work into an instrument of war.
cái đó thì ai ka wen yen koi ke lui cái yen koi ke pur cái yen koi ke tem ke ga kor bu ke wel ke ka to
Can we see that transformation occurring there?
yugo kin kin chin ke loi ro de ne
Who's supposed to do the work? The mighty men.
ye nga korot belun kin loi I think I do more I koi ri wen tor koi ke tong
Come back to Judges 4.
na jala du bung dungor ne yen bung judges
What's the purpose of the nail?
yongulon matuma
What's the purpose of the nail? Verse 21.
chok tero kutok
She took the nail of the tent
ema sumar de kem kina chilu
What's the purpose of the nail?
yongulon masuma
To hold down the tent.
eben kem bene piapen
What's the purpose of the hammer?
yongulon chakuch
to assist the nail in holding down the tent.
Ebene masumar kene bene piat pin.
She's going to take these instruments and turn them into what?
Ekaka abeke wel biaka ngo.
She's going to turn them into weapons.
Abeke wel biaka kutor.
Is that what she does?
Yene yakechilo ne chera
Yes.
no ke.
So she turns these into weapons.
Aji ke wel ke ka kutor.
Who are the only people that are supposed to have weapons?
Ye koi yinde ke rut kor biana ka kutor.
The mighty men.
Ai koi win ai koi ke tong au ai je.
So now you have a prediction
Etene yinong ke ro luel ko ngot
that a woman
manade ke utik
is going to take up the weapons of war
ye na beka kutor abeke la lo
and fight.
kule tor.
And it's not Deborah.
Wache Deborah
There's a leader
anong dungor
who's going to direct the men,
yana berur yana beke ngor beke gayok luai kene
and she's going to tell those men,
ko berur ke abeke gayok
you cannot win without the help of whom?
we chileba tiam tikinen ko nyanga
Woman.
we chileba tiam tikinen ko nyanong ti
The woman
ti
who the men think should live in the tent and serve milk,
leave the tent.
should stay in the tent and just deal with the milk.
Okay, tingkene tingene to akemai kwel lui ichak.
The women who should just serve.
Ting wen ja ting etum to ke lui.
The dynamic tells you
Ayekin kina ay nyoti
that this woman,
mana ada ke ting
Jael,
yani je
she becomes what?
ebeango
She transforms from a woman to what?
erod ben will tre yenti beango mighty man
To a mighty man.
bea dutorau bea rari letong
Did she change her sex, her gender?
ye go de ben war to dente yen ke yeti bu will bea mo
Deuteronomy 22 verse 5.
ayibung Deuteronomy terokro chobdi
Did she change her clothes?
ya let ke ne ke yen ke ti ke ke war
No.
che yen
She didn't put any armor on.
chin ka chi ke ban tao ke ya let kro
She didn't put men's trousers on.
chin bantlon chi ke ban tao
What makes her turn into a mighty man?
yung ai choi yen werot bia du tor au bia du ngor tong
It's the instrument of war,
ka wen ke tor chi ke lom
which gets transformed from a hammer and a nail for a tent into a killing instrument.
ka wen to yen ye masumar yen kem yen dampin ku jela cha ku yen masumar piat pin lon chen ke ro wel ben ke ya ka tor le yen kra no
Hold that thought.
to wen ken
What is a tent?
yung lue la kema
This is not a detailed study. Tell me what you think a tent is.
shelter
Shelter. Spiritual.
acha gam ke to ke chiman ke ko kum a wo to chi chu lekin yung lue de long way
Church.
kanisa
Are we okay with church?
mer ku pio wan kanisa
Daniel 11:45.
bung Daniel tier ku to kyok ter wan ku di
The tent of his palace.
manade ke ya kan lu de meleng de
The book of Exodus.
bung
The sanctuary.
bung ben be yen ye jamanade ke ti la jet te chinom
The tabernacle, which is a tent.
yen to ke ya kan lu ku yen ya ke maya
We'll go with the church.
kanisa yen ka block en wo
So, these people live in a wilderness area.
koi ke lungwa koi ke ching tu winto ke sara
And there are many winds
Quan nong yom to ka put.
And what will the wind do
Yong bi yom loi.
if you don't live in a brick or concrete house? If you live in a tent?
Akor bachen wun chi chui cement.
What will the wind do?
Yong yi yom yong ri loi.
It will blow it away, won't it?
Yom me ben ai ru dai ke nyuan nyal ching na ur ke la ke nyuan be pa ke loi a ke mai.
What's wind?
Ye yom mo ke na.
What's wind? Not don't in the east wind. Just what is wind?
Yong lue de yom. Huh? Destruction.
Destruction.
Area.
The winds of strife. Daniel 7.
Yom ben ke yom tora ke yom rio. The thing in bung Daniel doro.
To stop this destruction,
Chan kuba area kena ba choka.
this destructive force,
Area rir bo kena ke yom.
destroying the tent, the church, what do you need?
Yene be akema yene toke kanisa kor bebrio yom kor na min bagil.
A nail or a hammer?
Akor masumar kujelasha kuch.
The nail helps the tent to remain stable when the storm comes.
Masumar akema aye choka chana boyom ke chijot.
What keeps God's church stable when storms or trials or destruction comes? What protects us?
Yongu kanisa neligil to be nge to be aja yongu wagil.
Rules, principles, found where?
I lung when wongore ke you know Bible.
In the Bible.
Ke your Bible.
Ellen White says not a peg or a pin can be removed.
Ayalan wa real manada achin kitite. Kay kedurngwen benyai.
These are the principles, the rules, the doctrines that are found in God's Word.
Ke lung ke you wongor ka ke ay ke your Bible yene ye wer nele.
So I want to say this.
Kar balwele ke
The tool, the instrument that is used to keep God's church fixed and secured
manada ke kai kanisa nele choto ke kanisa chigil ke chin kile beyo.
the Word of God that is used to keep God's church stable
Wer nele when kanisa de jal choto ke kanisa la yum ku ke kanisa ka
is now going to be used for a different purpose.
yen ayela lu ubok loy dola wat.
What purpose will it now be used for?
Ye dorno yen ye luoy tin.
Let me ask it in a different way.
Choti dol dang wat.
The nail
Manada ke masumar
is being used to defend yourself,
e bay ke ye kwen gelirot
to defend the church.
bin kanisa gel.
Now it's going to be used to do what?
Yen ababe wel masumar to ben ngolo.
Attack,
Ben koja jamu
to kill,
ben ko la no
a weapon of warfare,
bela ben ke ye kire tong ke yen to
not a tool of protection.
ache berto ke ye kwen yirot gel.
So as we come to the end of the world,
Lay ben to ke pin
the tools that were used to protect us
ke wen yuku lum ke yen warot gel
which I'm going to argue
yen bala lwel man
were used by men,
yen ye kot yen ye ke yen kero gel
those tools are now going to be used by a woman to do a work of destruction.
ke ka yen ko kero gel ka ke abiti ke lu ben ke lo norio ben te la loy
These rules, these principles,
ke lum ke
at the end of the world,
nen to ke pin
I'm going to simplify in a simple phrase.
e ka kar ba ke mati e dul pele
The third angel's message.
mana ada ekele de malaika de dia.
For too long,
Adaman ba
the third angel's message was used to protect God's church.
ke legda malaika de diag yen ke doito ke yen kanisa de nelegel.
To keep us safe from the winds of doctrine.
Beto ke gel kanisa tinong piu ja ke au piu ja duam kote ju korba kanisa mua.
And who used that information, that word, to protect us?
Kuyenga yen ye piu kene jalbay ben koy gel.
Men or women?
Yeror kaya dia.
Men.
Airo.
There comes a time
Eben zaman
at the end
akhir
where God is about to free his people that they need to go to war.
zaman ko nyalit ben ko koy ke luon be bilotong.
And at that time,
Ku zaman kena
when the warfare needs to happen,
ti zaman korban tong rod jaloi
the men who were protecting God's church
kerur ke gel kanisa de nyalit
are no longer capable of doing that work.
ika aci berdi aci ke tien ni ke loi lon gel ke kanisa
They can't do it by themselves. They need a female leader.
aci ke lobi loi ke pe akortik
And then to completely destroy the enemy,
chan ku bia dunden ke bi rio bi tiam
it takes the work of a normal woman
ika kor lon ting tom to ke tim kuj
and to take that message that was protecting us
ku jele e piu ne yen to ke kanisa do gel zaman ke ber kene
and use it as an instrument of war,
belum ke ye kere tong bela thor
which we call, this is what we call it,
cho
the empowerment of the third angel's message.
banene yu ku chol lon chene leg de malaika dia chene gamriel
If you want to say it this way,
nale balwel dul
the men by themselves took care of its arrival,
manade gerur gupen anyinti de bende
but it takes the work of a woman for its empowerment to take effect.
bilon ti kene bilum ke lon chene leg chene lon kene chene gamriel
Now, this principle, this theme is important.
inno mek jam walking kene ek teke
It's one of the major overarching themes for God's church today.
etum ikato ke totwing ikanisa nelechi eman kole
People call it equality.
aye koy ke nele aye ke chol tungnom
And I want to suggest
de kina kar balwel
that neither men nor women
akor manade achintik
in our movement
akunom den kene
understand what this equality is really dealing with.
aya dil de yongo jem ki chol tungnom yongo jem entin
The problem lies at the doorstep of the brothers here.
mikla atoken wada matko jelanyir
Not only here in this room, but here in this movement.
ache nene kanisa kene lekin akudene jeben
Prophecy teaches us
ayi wil kinabi ayi ke piewok
that without the assistance of those two women,
pichine ko ti lo diar ke kero
the leader
ting to ke dungor
and the woman who becomes a mighty warrior,
kujela ting wen chibla ben ke yen ye dungor dong
without their help, the work will not be finished.
pichine lo ne diar ke kero ke lo ndene te wotin ache ben togde
Our whole perspective of the role of women in our movement needs to be re-evaluated.
lo ne diar au wade te jen wo lo ne diar detin yena kor bu beta ke japet
We'll discuss this more in our next class.
ken bu be
Heavenly Father, we thank you for your goodness and mercy. We ask and pray that you would guide, direct, and bless us. Help us, Father, to understand the story of Barak, Deborah, and Jael. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.